Deuce Close. Mastering Madden.
So I think I have a fun idea for a new series we can do here, where in each video I'll pick a specific defensive coverage rule and show you how we can exploit it offensively. So this way you get a better idea of how the defense is programmed in this game, while also giving you tools to use on offense. The first one that I want to do is with cloud flats. Cloud flats, you would think, are just a dumb zone in this game that is just kind of drifting towards the sideline and kind of playing that sideline to flat area. But it does have one very unique coverage rule that you might not know of, that's specifically designed for its use in cover 2, but it's going to translate as well to cover 3 when you're running cover 3 and then you're adjusting it to cloud flats. So we'll show you against cover 2 and then we'll show you against cover 3 how we can exploit this. So the coverage rule actually is whenever you have 2 vertical routes going through the cloud flat, that cloud flat is going to match man-to-man with that second vertical route. So you can imagine a situation, say against cover 2, and let me just find a play that will exploit this rule. So if we go tray open here and we pick the play PA wide receiver in, so this post from PA wide receiver in, or say if it's a vertical, or say if it's a fade, and it goes through that cloud flat, well, it's going to go through that cloud flat for a little bit, and then that strong safety is going to take over from there. But from there, you also have a wheel route that's going to carry vertically. So if the cloud flat doesn't match him, that wheel route's going to be wide open, above him and below the safety. So in order to, be safer there, that cloud flat is just going to match. But there are ways that we can exploit that. Okay, namely with routes coming in from the other side of the field, or another little adjustment that I want to show with you guys. So we pick a play like PA wide receiver in here, or you can do this in multiple different ways. All you're really looking for is just a wheel route from the slot wide receiver. Okay, you can do this at a 2x2 or 1x3. I prefer it in 1x3, and we'll get into that shortly why you want to do that. And then also it'd be nice if you can have the tight end on the line of scrimmage there, so you can max protect him coming up against some of these heavy blitzes. But for the purpose of demonstration, we'll go into PA wide receiver in here. And we will start with cover 2, but we'll go into cover 3 as well. So, like I was saying, so cover 2 here. So I'll just show you the rule as it is. So we have a vertical going through the cloud flat. The cloud flat's going to sync with him a little bit and then let him go to the strong safety. And then he's going to realize or recognize the wheel route coming in from the number 2, and he's going to match that man-to-man all the way up the field. So we'll run this, and then hopefully have a little bit of time in the pocket. You see that cloud flat going all the way up and matching that wheel route. So pretty nice, right? Now we can start to imagine some ways that we can exploit this. So there's a lot of good thought in this game about some of these coverage rules, but the bad thing is it's kind of mixed in with a lot of spot drop coverage. So now this cloud flat's taken out of his usual area, and if you have a route coming in behind that, well, there's nobody covering that. The vertical hook beside the cloud flat isn't playing off of this coverage rule. So it's this kind of mix of man match and spot drop is kind of plaguing this game throughout all these different zone coverages, and it's becoming a really big issue. And this is just one of them. So we can think of a situation. I could even leave this post route. I believe it'll be the same thing, but just for safety's sake. We can think of a situation where we just bring in a slant from the backside wide receiver, and then we have something from the 3, say if we can block him if we're coming up against heavy blitzers, or just something to preoccupy the user in that vertical hook a little bit. So we run that, hope our blocks hold up a little bit, and you can see just this huge area here that we can throw time and time again that nobody's going to cover. Just need to wait for him to pass that vertical hook a little bit, and there you are. Now, if we want to do this with fewer routes, right? So if we want to, say, max protect the tight end here, we're on 3rd and long, 4th and long, we're expecting, a blitz. You find a formation where that tight end is actually on the line of scrimmage, you can max protect him. You have something from your wide receiver on the left here that kind of is a secondary read that you probably don't need, / preoccupying the user a bit. And then rather than putting a vertical route from your number 1, just put them on a comeback route, because the the logic isn't smart enough to see that it's not pushing that safety. Ideally, the cloud and the safety should see the comeback route. The cloud takes the comeback and the safety takes the wheel, but it doesn't yet. So we can use this in the meantime. So this is going to work every single time. This is going to work against cloud flats, and it's going to work against soft squats as well. So assuming I live a little bit of time in the pocket, we'll do that, wait for the comeback to break, throw a forward pass lead. I mean, you can do any pass lead, but forward will get you a little bit of a chance there to catch that and turn that upfield. So we'll show that right here. The cloud converts to the wheel, and then you're wide open right here, and this vertical hook will not react to it until the ball is thrown. Okay, so like I was saying, really, if you're coming up, I think this is a really good route combination to use, again, on those important third and long, fourth and long, second long, really at any time where you really only need those two routes, and maybe a little backside route, a little playmaker, a little slant, a little dig route that you see here, and you can max protect the rest, or do whatever you want. But this is going to be a really good two route combination for you that is going to get open against any time your opponent is running cloud flats. Right there, forward pass lead. Hopefully you can turn that upfield for another 5 yards or so, but if not, that 15 is going to be really nice for you. And of course, if you're really long, you can always smart route that to 15 yards or 20 yards or so, assuming you have that time in the pocket. Now, one thing to note, so I said it's going to work against cloud flats, it's going to work against soft squats. Soft squats have that same man-match rule within them. Hard flats will not do that, obviously. They're going to be sticking towards that zone, but that's just something you want to look out for. Okay, so if you see a hard flat, well, you can actually throw that comeback route a little bit early, kind of in his vertical stem, and just throw that and turn that upfield. You have one man to make miss, and then you can be off on the races there. Okay, so that's cover 2. Let's show you against cover 3. Now, the cloud flats really are meant for cover 2. They're not actually meant to be used in cover 3, so it doesn't make as much sense here, but at the same time, we can use it. A lot of people are running those cloud flats in cover 3. Why not? So cover 3. Let's go back to that exact same play. PA wide receiver in. We got the cloud flats on the field. Let's see if we can squeeze it in there. Cloud matches the wheel. We have even more room here. Turn that up for another 2 or 3 yards. Okay, so that's going to be really nice for you. Now, the reason why I would use this 1x3 rather than 2x2 is that cover 3 against 1x3, this curl flat defender is going to match the first outside breaking route. Okay, so whether that's a flat or out or a wheel route, he's going to match it. So even against curl flats, this is going to work for you. So right here. So this is just something to note, a little coverage bug that, like I was saying, curl flat is going to match the first outside breaking route in regular cover 3 match, whatever. But if it's a wheel or a flat, the strong hook also matches him. So you're going to kind of take out 2 players at the same time. But just for the sake of demonstration, I'll put a user on him. Usually the user is on the strong hook anyway, so you don't really notice that. But yeah, let's just go ahead and run this. Hope our Ryan Ramchick holds up. And we got that against curl flats as well. So the thing to note here, if your opponent is running hard flats or protect the sticks, that flat defender is not going to match. So that's just something you're going to kind of have to look out for. So if they're running that, they're going to sit there right underneath the comeback, and they'll be able to make a play on that. So that's just something you're obviously going to want to look out for. It's not going to be like this every single time. Really, against curl flats and cloud flats and seam flats as well, the comeback will get open, but against hard flats and protect the sticks, it won't. So just keep a lookout for that. If that flat defender stays there, you do have the option to convert your comeback to a streak. And I think I've done a video on this before, how powerful this route combination is. So if I say protect the sticks, you just have to wait for the wheel route to clear the flat defender, and you got yourself a even bigger yardage there. So I think that's something that you should use. Really, you should find this in your playbook. This route combination is going to be at least a few times in your playbook. There's probably some better ones out there where, again, it's 1x3, and then you have the tight end on the line of scrimmage, so then you can get that extra protection to hold up a little bit longer for this route to develop. But I think it's something that you should keep in mind. Other thing I wanted to mention about cover 3. So if we do have 2x2, like I was saying, this curl flat only matches the wheel if it's in 1x3. So let's run it here. You'll see that the curl flat will not match, and you'll actually have this wheel route here. That'll be open for you. So if you want to run this at a 2x2, you'll have that, but there's just a little bit more guesswork involved. So if we go back and we run clouds, that's when you'd want to come back and wheel route combination. It's like this, and you got the comeback, forward pass lead, try to get an extra 2 or 3 yards, and there you go. So yeah, that's really it. First episode of this. I'm going to be doing a lot more of these, really isolating different zones and different combinations of zones and how we can exploit that offensively while, giving you a little bit better understanding of how these things are working. And then, on the defensive side of things, it's like, why is my zone getting totally out of position? Well, this is why. Okay, that's it. Hopefully I'll be making a lot more videos after the last hiatus, but yeah, we'll see you in the next one.